Right, tell me about the flag. Why can't we use the blue flag?
Blue flag is Admiralty flag, water flag, on the sea. That cannot come onto land. They only got that onto the land when they first come. The convicts first came over here. They said, "Up, treat all of her convicts as if they created the crime upon Her Majesty's ship." And so when they created Sydney Cove, you done the wrong thing. They jack on a horse and cart, take you over, put you on the ship, and charge you if you did it on the ship. Then the colony got too big. When it got too big, then they said, "Okay, we got to create it." They took them too long to put them on a horse and cart, and take them all the way back to the ship so they could charge them on the ship. So they said, "Okay, let's create the vessel and dry dock." Created a shipyard, which is a courtyard. Created your court, which is the ship. You look where you put your wheelchair access. That's actually your plank of the ship. Then you go in. What's the first thing you see? The well of the ship, the well of the court, yeah, the gunnel. And then you look where the judge is, the poop deck. First mates are behind the bar.
Yeah.
Under
Gotcha.
international law, yep. Now, law of vassals and vessels, yeah, and the law of the ship. Anything in the box cannot be considered. Now, if you got a cargo, you got a 40-foot shipping container, and you put your stuff in there, you put it on a ship, can you see what's in the ship? No. A4, Admiralty Form 4, paper ship. They put boxes. As soon as they put your name, everything in that box, can't be considered. Can't see it. Law of boxing. That's why you can't use their paperwork against them. Judge will go, can't see anything. It's in a box.
And why no red?
Why not red? That was not created by us tribes under international law. The only people who can create a land flag under international law is the landlords. The real tribes linked by genealogy. The people who created that were not linked here by genealogy. They were shooting us. We were still recognized flora and fauna when that was created. That represents the blood of our people because we had no rights. And they're going, "We got rights." No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. The only right you have is the one we give you. And we weren't even recognized by you. So that's a fake flag. That's created by white supremacists that want to do their own shit and keep excluding the landlords. The only people who create real law from the landlord created by genealogy. So we created a land flag. It's called the Crown of the Returned Sovereign. It's known as the Law of Belligerent Occupation. It's international law, JAGS text. You see that show on TV, JAGS? Well, guess what? My name is Jagamara. They call me Jag. Yeah. Now we created the first land flag, and that's in Githable country, up near Mount Warning. Under her law of flags, she gave all of the tribes the right to deface her flag to create a land flag, and because she registered her flag, we don't have to go through and gazette it because her flag has already been gazetted. Look in her law of flags. The only people who can deface her flag, they didn't have the right. They weren't from here. We're the only ones who can create it. So we created our own land flag as the Crown of the Returned Sovereign. Returned because we're returning for these belligerent occupiers. Why are they belligerent? They're not from here. It's a company registered in Washington, D.C.
Company, that's it. And they don't have the black hearts.
No.
No.
We want to give them black eyes.
How many nations in Australia?
Well, some say 300, some say 500, I say a lot many. A lot more than
Do
that.
they need to have their own flags?
Yes. Yep.
They go under what you just said before.
Yep. And then they have their own nation, and they have their own nationhood, and then you're protected by the League of Nations under your flag. If you don't have a flag, you don't have a vessel to trade with these guys or any other company out there.
What about the Aboriginal flag as it stands?
It's not
with
ours.
yellow?
They bought it.
They bought it.
They bought it.
The man who created it sold it to them.
Is there any latest news about it being bought back or something?
No, they're not selling it.
No.
The only reason they fly it is because they own it.
He wasn't even Indigenous.
Okay.
He was a school teacher,
Yeah.
and
It's an
the man
art
who
project.
created it was his student, and he stole it from his student and made it his own,
That's it.
and then barked it off as ours.
Yep. And then sold it.
Then sold it.
Yep.
And everyone's walking around, Aboriginal flag. Yeah, Aboriginal. Non-original flag. You're right, it is. Non-original flag.
Yep. You can have it.
Yep, not mine. I don't stand under that.
Yep.
Yeah. Every tribe is innocent to themselves and has their own rights. Warlpiri speaks for Warlpiri. Aranda is Aranda. Piranjara is Piranjara. Yeah. Wanganajara is Wanganajara. All of the tribes are equal to themselves. We do not have one word for us all. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
Each tribe and under Pacific under Protection Act, saving the rights of the tribes. As soon as you stand up under your tribe, you have rights. You call yourself Aboriginal or Indigenous, you have no rights. Show me any document that says the rights of the Aboriginal. Only ones the ones that they created. And that gave islanders the right to come in, work in a land council, and speak on our behalf in the land council and steal our land from us. That's the Aboriginal. We're not Aboriginal.
Can I ask, why do you have to also play this document legal game with them to basically,
Under international law, if you walk in to play a game of chess, you can't use the laws of Scrabble to beat chess. The only reason, now you notice, whenever was down there, and they were at the park. No thanks. Notice when they were down there, and everyone was camping down there, they changed the legislation overnight. Yeah, because they're in top. You can only change the law when you're on top. You can't change the law when you're down here. You move them, use their law to remove them. Once you get it up, then you change the law. We're in the process of doing that. This is my other brother from another mother.
Okay, but like your originality is through genealogy, like you said before. Why do you need to play the game to beat them at their...
Because they're the belligerent occupiers.
Right, okay.
Hello, can you take sunscreen, do you?
Maybe my white legs.
Yes, I'm surprised.